Yeah, so TMZ, who, like it or not, most of the time correct, are saying that Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom have split up. Now, it's certainly not a surprise in one sense. We've been hearing rumblings now for a long while. In fact, that's why I was surprised that he actually arrived in Perth.
Katy Perry just tried to steal the spotlight, only to have Orlando Bloom yank the rug right out from under her glittery boots. What was supposed to be her big comeback moment turned into a front row ticket to her own meltdown. Buckle up, because Hollywood just served us another messy couples drama.
Now let's talk about Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. Sources have told People magazine that their relationship is on the rocks. It's been breaking down for months apparently. And on the weekend, Katy was in fact here in Melbourne at a club called Poof Doof, where she was celebrating Pride Month with her chosen family.
Yeah, now the only family left is obviously the chosen one. Because the real family, the one she built with Orlando, had its roots back in 2016 when they first met at a Golden Globes after-party. They got engaged in 2019, welcomed their daughter Daisy Dove in 2020, and for a while, it felt real. But somewhere along the way, the sparkle faded. And now, what's left is just silence where love used to live. Let's see the reason behind this Hollywood split up.
Family, a mother must provide for her children. So as a provider, I would like to open the bar for 1 hour.
She provided for her children. She shouted the whole bar. That would have been an expensive exercise. It's a very big bar.
Obviously, with young Daisy, their daughter together, she's only 5. There's no great age for a kid to find out their parents are splitting up, but clearly 5, you're probably old enough to be able to process some things, but not understand others. And it may be that he's come here to spend time with her so mum and dad can talk her through this and what's going to happen. That's just my own guesswork. But TMZ are saying it's over.
But what about their daughter? She's just 5, too young to understand, but old enough to feel the cracks. While Katy's chasing headlines and dramatic stunts, the real responsibility, being a present, stable parent, seems lost on her. Orlando's trying, but how do you co-parent with someone who's always performing for the crowd?
9 years? Well, new reports are alleging it's because Orlando kept warning her about her cringe-worthy space flights and desperate attempts at promoting her new album, including invading Orlando's privacy.
Yeah, People magazine is not the only one reporting this. I'm also seeing some exclusives in Page 6 as well. They say that, Katy Perry's professional failures have really created some discomfort for her and some soul searching, and that there's a disintegration happening between these two.
She wasn't just promoting an album, she was living in it. The space theme, the failed Blue Origin stunt, the desperate need to go viral, it all pulled her deeper into a world of illusion. Meanwhile, Orlando was grounded in reality, slowly drifting away. No real connection, no stability, just a relationship swallowed by PR, filters, and a cosmic-level ego trip. And that's how a space album turned into a black hole sucking in her relationship, her family, and maybe even herself.
Katy and Orlando recently had a huge blowout, and during this fight, Orlando uttered the phrase that you cannot take back, the words you can't take back, that Katy Perry and her flight to space was embarrassing, it was cringe-worthy, and he thought she looked ridiculous. And her camp told the Daily Mail that Katy was leveled to the ground by this because, quote, imagine.
Ridiculous. I mean, if that's true, bravo.
Oh my God, this was an upper-level troll from Orlando. Like, zero chill. While Katy floated in her space fantasy, Orlando brought her crashing down to Earth. Apparently, he gave little to no support during the backlash, and in a heated argument, he blasted the whole space circus as an embarrassing debacle. Yep, mission failed, ego bruised, love lost.
The source continued, imagine going to space, mother effing space, and your partner isn't impressed. She hoped he'd be more supportive. So that's why she did it? She went to space to try to get Orlando more interested in her again? Yikes, the desperation is real, I guess. Now, notice, I've never, in 9 years, I hadn't seen them together until she needed to launch this new album. I never really saw them, and instead, she was out there promoting the couple as much as the album. It was pretty awful.
Yeah, I don't think Neil Armstrong had those issues.
No. No, I don't think he did either. And now what is also galling Katy, who by all accounts, it seems Orlando has gotten the word out that they have split.
It's still suspicious. This couple was never headline hungry, but suddenly, right as Katy dropped her space album, her relationship with Orlando got dragged into the spotlight. Why now? Some say the chaos was no coincidence. What started as quiet tension turned into public trolling, petty digs, and eventually a breakup played out like one of her scripted music videos.
Jeff Bezos' big fat incel wedding, he's made it clear he's a single man. So he can get with whoever he wants to at this wedding. And meanwhile, Katy is stewing because Orlando is attending the wedding of the very people, nay, the very other astronaut she went into space with.
Oh my God.
Very other astronaut.
I mean, these rumors, I mean, that's one fight that's sort of gotten out, supposedly. How long has the rumors been going on for that there might be something awry here?
It was announced Katy feels like they're really her friends more than his, yet he's the one going, and he's insistent that he goes, which annoys her because he's not particularly close to either of them. She feels like it's an FU to her from him. I buy that. Why is he going? Because he wants to go hook up and connect with all the Hollywood people. That's why.
Now it's starting to look like a two-handed takedown. Katy may have spiraled first, but Orlando isn't innocent either. Showing up solo to that wedding, thrown by the very people behind her space stunt, wasn't just shady, it felt calculated. He's no longer just pulling away, he's pushing back. At this point, it's not love, it's a slow, strategic breakup.
Katy's not been the same person for over a year now, and Orlando has had enough, says a second source, saying that Bloom is annoyed that Perry was never listening to his advice. He advised her against this album. She did it. Now, again, this album had a lot of problems, specifically the Dr. Luke of it all, the producer who was having so much accusations himself and with Kesha and everything else, and which Kesha says Katy knew. And then Katy basically was like, I don't care, I'm working with Dr. Luke again. Against all the internet and fans, it was just a dumb choice to go back to Dr. Luke, but she did it. Now, I don't know if he advised her against the Dr. Luke of it, but...
So, you know, Katy and Orlando were due to be married around the time of COVID, before global lockdown. And it was then where Orlando said, you know, maybe we should pump the brakes. Like, it's COVID. We want to have a really nice wedding. And she, I guess, went along with that. And this time it seems that Orlando is using outer space as his off-ramp to this relationship.
It's clear. They were already spiraling. Orlando had warned her, don't work with Dr. Luke, don't go ahead with the album, the tour, or the space stunt. But Katy pushed through anyway, chasing a vision only she believed in. Now, no one knows if they'll survive this storm. All Bloom says, she needs to center herself before there's nothing left. But all this is happening so fast, it feels suspicious.
Work. And then she started posting the rare Instagram of her shirtless fiance, right as her first single, Woman's World, one of the worst songs I've heard ever. Such a hypocritical, dumb song. Was released to mixed reviews. She needed more attention, so she decided to post her husband working out privately on Instagram. This feels very like Jada Pinkett Smith to me. Like, hey, honey, hey, let's see you shirtless. Yeah, look at my hot guy, which I'd never seen her post something like that before.
Because she has just had a really hard time processing the album bombing, the criticism that's come her way about working with Dr. Luke, and the criticism that we've seen throughout this tour. Kind of just like, yeah, well, I'll just say the dance moves. But yeah, they say that all of those issues have really resulted in some trouble at home.
It's looking like a step-by-step downfall now. For the past 12 months, Katy's been chasing the spotlight in every possible way and getting none of it. So she started using Orlando as a prop, just to stir up buzz. The tour, the space album, the cringy dance clips, all of it backfired. Professionally and personally, she's crashing hard.
Yeah, yikes. I mean, like, literally, that is my love language. Towards the end, she called Orlando a wild stallion. I don't need a red Ferrari. I can buy a Ferrari. Just do the effing dishes. I will S your D. It's that easy. They couldn't keep their hands off each other as they lip locked during the, exactly. So they were all over each other, like for the first time. Like it was very desperate. It was very desperate. I don't know about you guys. It all felt very like, yeah, it's too much. Anyway.
And just when you thought it couldn't get more cringe, Katy doubled down. Days after her flop song dropped, she posted a clip of Orlando stripping on a treadmill, then went full overshare in an X-rated podcast, talking about rewarding him for doing chores. At this point, it wasn't just desperate. It was thirsty, tacky, and totally career sabotaging.
She was just made the most absurd hyperbolic statements. She opened herself up to mockery. I mean, what else could you do but mock that? So I don't know why she'd be blaming Orlando for those sort of failures, but yeah, here we are.
No, I think that we're really seeing this backlash. When you think about the Blue Origin thing, I think we're really seeing this backlash when it comes to the unapologetic, selfish 1%. And I do think that that's why people are over Katy Perry. Beyonce is struggling to sell tickets as well. The joke is that Happy Meals are the same price as the worst Beyonce ticket that you can get right now.
And above all, she's blaming Orlando for reacting the way he did. Like, seriously? She drops an album no one asked for, overshares every private detail, turns their relationship into a walking punchline, and when he finally snaps, he's the problem, she's staging her own downfall in broad daylight.
She's been struggling to sell tickets. She's not as culturally relevant anymore. And I think that she might want to be careful here and not fully burn a bridge, not necessarily to Bloom, who she will co-parent with, but to power brokers and billionaires such as Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, and those who are gathered. You know, I can't believe that there's anything other than this split that would keep her from hobnobbing with the most powerful people in the culture.
And she's, what? Okay, she got some people cheering right there. Okay, I don't know why, but this is making me think of like those Ozempic allegations. Like, just because you're on Ozempic and you get skinny doesn't mean you're fit, does it? I don't know. I'm not on a...
The public was already roasting her for those awkward dance moves and a flat, forgettable album. Social media was brutal. Headlines mocked her, fans felt disconnected, and nothing seemed to land. Amid all that noise, she was clearly struggling. And just when she needed stability most, she fumbled the one thing she had left, her relationship with Orlando.
Yes, they're happy, and you should be happy with your partner and show off your partner, etc. But the timing of it all felt very manipulative. And yeah, now he's out there embracing bachelor vibes in pajamas with Bezos. That's what he did on the treadmill too. But some other new mystery girl, who cares? This proves nothing. There's multiple people there, and they're in taxis in Venice. Or, I mean, are they dating? Because Oprah touched him. Like, it gets insane, and it's like too much. Oprah comforts Orlando because she put her hands on her shoulder. I'm sure she's like, how are you? Good to see you. That's what Oprah does. But apparently this moment meant that they had a heartfelt conversation, most likely about Katy.
Meanwhile, Orlando looks like he's already turning the page, meeting new people, hopping countries, and yep, even getting comforted by Mama Oprah. If you know, you know. While he's out living soft launch freedom, Katy's stuck in the headlines, getting dragged for bad choreo, space flops, and overshares. He's moved on with grace. She's trending, but for all the wrong reasons.
The fans of Katy are convinced that she was alluding to it last year on her latest album. Okay, so the old lyrics apparently were about tell me the truth about things. That's one angle. I don't know. All I know is Katy is having a bad year. I don't want to pile on. But I am legitimately curious. Was he out there, or is this PR in his sake to try to look better? Is Katy Perry going to start coming out bashing Orlando and blame him?
So, after all the stunts, the silence, the shade, and the spirals, what's left? A pop star lost in her own orbit and a partner who chose peace over performance. maybe this breakup wasn't sudden at all, just the final scene in a drama years in the making. One thing's clear, the curtain's closing and Katy's left dancing alone. If this drama had more twists than a Katy Perry music video, hit that like button. Share it if you're side-eyeing Orlando's comfort tour. And hey, drop a comment. Do you think this was a long time coming, or is there still hope for a part 2? Because Hollywood breakups might fade, but the gossip never sleeps.